Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
How are you today?
Fine. Not good.
During the exhibition. Okay, and thank you for coming in presentation. Before delivering my speech, let me introduce myself. My name is Arjun Septiadi, and I am a student in English department of Halal University.
Yeah.
So in this next presentation, I would like to talk about teaching English for ESL learners. Okay, first of all, learning English is an essential requirement for success, both at school and for further education, training and employment for students who speak a language other than English language. Anybody here know what ESL student? No?
Yes.
Okay, let me clear it. ESL students are learners from language background other than English language, who are learning English as their second or additional language in order to developing their literacy skills in English. They need to simultaneously learn English, learn about English, and learn English in order to successfully participate in informal social interaction as well as more formal and academic context. And in this presentation, I have divided my presentation into two main sections. The first section is creating a comfortable environment for students, for ESL students, and the next section is what skills should be learned first. Okay, let's start with the first section. Creating a comfortable environment for ESL students. Actually, there are many approaches that has been delivered by many professors in a couple of years. But in this moment, I'll just take one approach from Maslow, and it's called as Maslow hierarchy of needs. So what are they? Okay, here we go. First is biological and psychological needs. It means that in the beginning of the study, most of the ESL students are afraid to ask their classmate or their friends when they want to go to the toilet or when they want to go to the canteen. So the students, why? Because they don't know how to address of such most basic needs. So the teachers need to develop a clear process of addressing such most basic needs such as eating, drinking, and toileting in the classroom. And then the second factor is safety needs. Of course, all of the students in the classroom must have safety. For example, if you're a teacher, when you arrange the desk, make sure that there is a line for students to move up into and outside of the classroom. For example, when you want to go to the toilet, the students will have a flexible space to go outside of the classroom. Because if you arrange the desk of the students, and then there is no flexible space, they cannot move easily, right? Okay. And then, are you following me?
Yes.
Okay. Let me continue my speech. The third factor is communicate the positive attitudes to our students, because most of the students in the beginning of the class, they need a long time to build a trust to the teacher. So the teacher should make a positive attitude of communication. For example, by using a language that shows confidence. Okay, let me give you an example. When the students cannot accomplish the task successfully, don't necessarily say which part are you struggling or what have you already done, but say perhaps I didn't explain it well enough. Let me do it again. And then also it will be very motivated if you say I know you can rather than I think you can. And then don't forget to say you are still learning when you find the students always do everything or they cannot accomplish the task successfully. And then you can also bring the pleasure, fun, and laugh into the classroom, as our lecture always do in our classroom, particularly in this subject, right? Yeah. The last factor is engage students in creating their own space. Means that there's one thing that teachers should do. It is surveying the students about what they do and don't like about the learning process in the classroom, and engaging them in research what happens in the classroom. So how to do this activity? I'll give away example that I usually do when I help my friends in learning English. In the end of every meeting, give them small blank paper. give them a small blank paper and ask them to write their comment or suggestion about the learning process. Ask them to write anything that happens in the classroom. So, but please remember that there's no name, without their name. It is just to avoid them to feel, I will be penalized if I write down this comment or suggestion. Because the comment or suggestion will include a teacher's performance during the classroom. So please make them feel free to write down the comment or suggestion. It will help you a teacher to indicate which part that should be changed, that should be improved in classroom management, in order to create a comfortable environment for ESL students. Okay, can we move to the next session? Okay. The second section is what skills that should be learned first. Okay, according to the sleeping creation in 1985, there are four stages that every learner should face, and the process is called acquisition. Acquisition means that a subconscious process that's identical to the process in first language in all important ways. So the fourth stage is pre-production and early production and speech emergence and intermediate fluency. So the first stage is pre-production. In this pre-production, we should most of the students are mostly just listen. So the most appropriate skills that should be learned first is listening, particularly in vocabulary, right? And as the conclusion of my presentation, today, in the decade ahead, we will be having a chance to teach ESL students, right? So there are four factors that can be applied in our learning classroom in order to successfully get a comfortable environment for ESL students. The first is biological and psychological needs, and then safety needs, and then communicate a positive attitude to our students, and also engaging students in creating their own space. Okay. Actually, there are many factors according to the master, but I'll just take four factors that have a strong influence in creating a comfortable environment in the classroom. And in addition, teaching listening is the most appropriate skill. That should be learned first. Okay, that's all my presentation today. And if you have any question, please feel free to ask. Okay.
Okay, well, thanks for this nice chance. Okay, this is a good presentation from you. But my question here is, sorry, my name is Arjun. You told about classroom arrangement in order to make the classroom environment really effective. So, how if the number of the students in the class is, the class you teach is big class, how you can do a classroom arrangement by doing put space between among the students.
Okay, that's a good question. Okay, sometimes when we are a teacher, when we teach the students, we usually have many students. So in this case, there are many ways to cope with the problem. For example, you can arrange the desk, for example, leather roof. And also, if we cannot do this way, we will put our desk as a teacher away from the door, because when they want to go to the outside, they will feel free to. If you know there are many students, so they can go easily when they pass the door. Because sometimes in our classroom, when we get the same class with this many students, I usually experience like that when I want to go to the toilet and there are so many students, but I can go to the toilet, but the teacher's desk is very close to the door. So you can arrange your desk away from the door. Okay.
Well, thank you very much. My name is Wadi Setiamana. Did you state that we are as ESL learner? Did you mean that we are ESL
No, no,
learner?
no. I just in my presentation I just focus to the teacher.
Yeah, but I mean, do you think that we are ESL learner?
Okay. In Indonesia nowadays, maybe in the career ahead, we will be Indonesian students are no longer to be able to be ESL learners because
No, I just asked for just like a clarification. Do you think that we are ESL learner?
no.
We are not ESL
No,
learner.
no.
So, what we are?
You are here is ESL learners. English as a foreign language is English as a foreign language. It is different between ESL and EFL. ESL is means that. Okay. Do you get the point?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I mean.
Yeah, right.
My name is Sam Rahman. I would like to ask about the environment in class. I mean, here, we as a future teacher, right? Who is this?
Yeah.
All right. About the environment, how come you know that your students in the future will become free to ask you? It's about they don't have such thing to worry about when they speak to you, because in the future we will be having a student, so many students in different categories. Yes, that's all I mean. In different categories. How about the students who rarely to speak? How come you know that what the students need to do such thing in class, so they don't feel afraid of you? Talk to the teacher sometimes is the hardest things to do for the students. So how come you know? Because it's very hard for students to talk to the teacher.
Okay. As I said to all of you before, that sometimes when the students have a problem about the teachers performance in the classroom, they are afraid to comment about this factor. So like a way that I have explained to you, give them small blank paper. Small blank paper. This is will help you to indicate which part that should be improved in your teaching process. Because some of them will be afraid to comment directly to you.
Is it
Am I clear?
effective? Is it effective?
Yes, it's very effective, and I have proved it. I have proven it in my students. Right. But you can use another way to cope with the problem.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for your attention, and I'm closing this seminar by saying Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.